Hi there. Thank you for joining me with another episode of Still Growing. Now, I know over the last couple of years, there has been a mass exodus of diaspora who have been moving from the West to the continent. And it seems from what I can see is that it's a real win-win for both culture, in the sense that the individuals on the continent and the diasporas are, for the most part, are really benefiting and striving, and life is good. But before you purchase that ticket and pack your bag, I would suggest that you actually have a conversation with yourself and ask yourself if in fact you are right for Africa. So I've come up with a top 10 list of concepts that I think that every individual, before you actually get on that plane, that you should actually sit down and evaluate for yourself and your family. Okay, so number one, what is your reason for going to Africa? And do you realize that you need Africa as much as you think Africa might need you? I think a lot of people are thinking that because Africa is a third world country, that they are in need of you. And although they may benefit from you, you have to be right for them also. So what I mean when I say, what is your reason for going to Africa? I think that broad topic covers a lot of determination about where exactly your mindset is. Do you realize that you're actually living in a situation, whether you're in the US, whether you're in Canada, whether you're in Europe, that you're living in a situation that is not normal? The fact that you're living in fear, whether it's constant fear or whether it's just fear once in a while, that you're living in fear, that is not normal. Do you understand that living in constant stress, whether it's stress from your job or stress from your living circumstances or stress from your fear of the future for your children, that is not normal. So do you understand that your current lifestyle, wherever in the West that you're living, is not the optimum living circumstances? And that should be about you going to Africa to heal yourself and to bring yourself out of a situation that is not humane to a situation of love and peace and progress. Number two, are you self-sufficient? So what I mean in terms of are you self-sufficient is, do you have enough money or resources to be able to take care of yourself and your family 100%? To number three, are you an entrepreneur, or at least have some marketable skills that you can develop something, whether you're developing a small business or a large business, that you can also not just help yourself, but help your community? Number four, do you love yourself? And you might say, what does loving myself have to do with traveling or moving from one country or one continent to another continent? It's extremely important when you consider Africa and when you consider Black people. Not that other cultures don't have this same issue, but that's not what I'm dealing with. What I mean is, when I say, do you love yourself, is that if you don't love yourself, or if you're not in a transition where you realize that you do not love yourself the way that you should, and you're learning and you're seeking knowledge that's one thing. But if you don't love yourself, meaning you love every single strand of hair on your body as a Black person, you love every curve and dip and whatever the body figure that comes with being a Black person. If you don't love and cherish those things about yourself, then the way that you react to locals in Africa is really going to show the type of person that you are. Because if you do not love yourself, then you cannot go to a place that have a majority of people that need you to be able to build relationship. Because how you treat yourself will be the way that you treat them. This particular thought is extremely important because I remember I was watching a video of a family that moved to Africa recently. And it seems that a bunch of boys were hanging onto their car, and the family was, shocked as to what's going on, and they're trying to drive down the road, and the kids are hanging onto the car, and the mother, the woman in the car said, "Speed up." So if you cared about yourself as a Black person, then you wouldn't say that about somebody else's Black children. Okay, I'm just going to leave that at that and move on to the next point. The next point is, have you considered the fact that because this is a developing country, many infrastructures may not be as developed. Roads may be in the worst condition that you've ever seen. Housing might, with regards to your home, you might have some challenges in terms of seeing garbage all over the place. You have to understand that this is a developing country, that majority, if not all of the country in Africa are developing countries. Some more than others, but your expectation has to be that when you see these things, that you do not freak out, because wherever you're living in the West, it is the way that it is because of what have been taken out of Africa. Number 6, are you open-minded? Are you an open-minded person, and you understand that although Blacks in the diaspora and Blacks in Africa have a lot of similarities, they are different custom. Different custom, to some degree, different food. And so do you have an open mind in terms of being able to try new things and integrate with new people and being patient with people? Number 7, are you community minded? Or are you a loner, or just you and your family? Because the majority of countries in Africa are highly community based. Whether you're referring to the different tribes or just family within themselves, community is extremely important. And if you are single-minded or just care about your family, then you're going to have some difficulty when it comes to being able to prosper as well as you can. Because unless you're able to seek out community and seek out people on the ground and seek out relationships, then perhaps you're going to come into situations that's going to take advantage of you, or you may not be able to prosper as fast as you would otherwise. That should absolutely be one of the reasons why you're going back to Africa, is to get away from that single mentality that the West is all about, that crab in the bucket mentality of only one black person can be in a movie. Only one black person can be the wealthy family in a rich area. Only one black person can represent in this particular corporation. That's what you should be trying to get away from by moving to Africa, is moving towards more community building together, the way that helps everyone to prosper. Number 8, are you hardworking, or have you, for the majority of your life, been just lying back and depending on the government? Now, it's an important topic to consider, because when you're in Africa, you certainly can live a lavish life, and you certainly can get, depending on what African country you go to, of course, but you can get, your house already made for you, and you can just move in and get your servant and what have you. But the idea really for people moving back is for you to be able to get a piece of land somewhere and build your home and not have to worry about having to pay, a mortgage on that for, 10, 15, 20 years. So are you hardworking in the sense that that's something that you can tackle, and also that you're not of the mindset that the government is ever going to do anything for you, but that you will need to fight in connection with the locals for whatever is needed for your community. Number 9, are you currently trying to be your best self, or are you in the process of learning to be your best self? The way that life is in the West for a lot of Black people is that people are operating at their lowest frequency, at their lowest self. They're just surviving, saying whatever they want, being disrespectful to whoever they want. It's not even acting on a human level. And we think it's great because it's okay to speak to each other any which way. It's always the N word this or the N word that. You say the smallest thing to someone and they get extremely upset, and, they're pulling out a knife ready to stab you, and it's not just what you see on TV. In a lot of places, this is life for a lot of people. So what I mean here is, are you seeking to evolve yourself? Are you seeking calm and peace and love in your life? And are you seeking to eat healthier, to exercise more, to educate your children about their culture, and to get to know about your ancestor and who you are and who they were? Number 10, are you entitled? Are you an entitled individual? Do you feel that because you are living a certain lifestyle in the West, that you are entitled to have that lifestyle elsewhere? Do you feel that people should treat you a certain way, not by the way that you treat them, but just because you have money? Because the way that the West does everything it does, or who is most important in the West, is determined by how much money you have. So do you feel that because you go to Africa and have some money or a lot of money, what have you, that you are more important than the locals or everyone else, that you should be treated a certain way because you have money? What's most important is not how much you have, but how you treat other people, and the integrity that you have. So because you don't get the things that you feel that you should get whenever you feel that you should get it, tell greatly about who you are. So you should understand that concept that being entitled is not a good thing. The worldly things that you have will never make you happy unless you can be happy with nothing. This crosses a wide range in terms of, are you respectful to the locals? I hope this is of benefit to you and that you really consider these 10 different concepts that you really should make sure that you understand before you travel to Africa to live. If you're just going for a visit, that's a different situation. But if you're moving to live, please try and understand that it's a totally different culture and that moving to Africa is an absolutely wonderful thing. Thank you for spending some time with me. If you like the video, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Until next time, peace and love. Bye.